What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Aspect Aquatics video. Let's check out what we got for you today. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at a Fountainhead USA American-made RoDi unit. So if you're new to RoDi units and you're wondering how they work, they're usually made up of a series of filters and different materials that basically condition your water to make it acceptable to use in a saltwater aquarium. But some of the stuff found in your tap water isn't really so desirable in a saltwater aquarium. So we use these RoDi units to strip the H2O of all of its different materials and elements to make it completely clean so we can start fresh with a fresh slate of just H2O. So here on this is a 6-stage filter. We have a sediment block, we have 2 carbon blocks, we have an RoDi membrane, and 2 DI stages as well. What this does is that the sediment filter takes out all the large impurities. Then the 2 carbon blocks take out things on a molecular level that would be harmful to the water, such as chlorines, chloramines. Then the RO membrane really is where the magic happens with what's called a total dissolved solid, TDS, which is most hazardous to a reef tank, if you would say. So we try to remove the TDS. That's what the end number always needs to be, is 0. So it runs through the RoDi unit. Half of that water is thrown away through a waste line. That's all the rejected water out of the RoDi membrane. Then the water that makes it out of the RoDi membrane, which is usually a 1:3, 1:4 ratio. This unit makes 100 gallons per day. So therefore, you're going to throw away in a full day, probably anywhere from 300 to 400 gallons of water is going to be put down the drain via this tube. So the water that makes it out of the production side of the RO membrane then goes through the deionization resin to basically fully strip all of the TDS that came out of the RO membrane, strips the rest of the TDS down, and produces 0 TDS water out of this line. So this would be your product, your end product line that you would put into your buckets or your trash can, whatever you're going to use to collect your water and then eventually mix it. And this would be your waste line. You can either, if you have it set up the way I do, which is temporarily hooked up, you hook this up to a source line, put this down your drain, and then in my case I stick this in the bathtub inside of a bucket or a 5-gallon jug to collect the water. That way, if it ever overflows, it just goes down the drain so I can leave it. This unit here will run you about 130 bucks. Fountainhead USA on eBay. Everything that they have is made in the USA. They have parts. They have extra RO membranes so that you can up the production of how many gallons per day you can produce. They sell replacement filters for all this stuff. They sell the replacement DI resin. Another thing you have to remember when you're using a RoDi system is to flush the membrane before and after each use, and that helps cut down on the TDS creep. When you leave water sitting in RO membrane, what happens is the waste side has high TDS concentration and the production side has a low TDS concentration. What happens is that TDS will creep back through the membrane into the production side. And when that happens, when you first turn it on, it'll shoot the high TDS water right into the DI membrane, burning it out. So a flush will help prevent that and help keep your membrane clean of all TDS water, and that basically runs clean water that's not high TDS concentration through the rejection side of the membrane, runs it straight out into the trash, essentially flushing all the high TDS water out of the membrane. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything, you can feel free to comment below. Let me know what you thought about the video. Give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.